Hello everyone. Our next experiment is about automobile gearbox and differential gear system. This is an automobile gearbox and this is a differential gear system. This is another study based experiment, and in this experiment also we will not be doing any analytical calculations. For your better understanding, we have divided this experiment into two parts. In the first part, we will be understanding about automobile gearbox and differential gear system, and in the second part, we will be calculating the speed ratio for our given gearbox. So now let us understand what is an automobile gearbox and what is a differential gear system. Let us start with automobile gearbox. As you can see, there are two shafts. The shaft at left hand side is driving shaft and the shaft at right hand side is driven shaft. The driving shaft is connected to the engine and the driven shaft is connected to the differential gear system. This is our differential gear system. And this shaft of the differential gear system is connected to the driven shaft of our automobile gearbox. Now, first we study the automobile gearbox. This gearbox has 4 gears: first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. When the vehicle is on the road, at some places we need more speed and less torque, and at some places we need more torque and less speed. On a flat road, we need less torque output from the engine, but we may require our vehicle to run at a higher speed. Similarly, on an inclined surface such as a flyover, we will surely need higher torque output from the engine. To maintain the speed and torque output as per our requirement, we have these 4 gears in this gearbox. As you can see, currently our gearbox is in neutral gear. Neutral gear means the engine is in start mode but the vehicle is not moving. It means there is power input from the engine but there is no power output. Output will come when the first gear is mating with the lay shaft. So this is our first gear. In the first gear, there is maximum torque output from the engine but the speed output is very less. To check the speed output, we will make a mark on the driving shaft and one more mark on the driven shaft. Now we will rotate the driving shaft. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns and 4 turns. So it is slightly less than 4 turns for one single turn of the driven shaft. It means the driving shaft is rotating at a higher speed and the driven shaft is rotating at a lower speed. So in the first gear, the speed output is less but torque output from the engine is very high. And this is our second gear. In the second gear, the speed has increased and the torque output is slightly decreased. Let's check it by rotating the driving shaft 1 turn, 2 turns and slightly more. So for 2.3 turns of the driving shaft, 1 turn of the driven shaft. Then again it's neutral and now it's third gear. In the third gear, speed has increased again and the torque output is reduced. 1 turn and half. So for 1.5 turn of the driving shaft, 1 turn of the driven shaft. Then again it's neutral and now it's fourth gear. In the fourth gear, the speed of engine and the speed of the output shaft will be same. You can check it. For 1 turn of the driving shaft, exactly 1 turn of the driven shaft. One more method to calculate speed ratio is by counting the teeth. In the rotation method, we cannot calculate the exact speed ratio because in our simple model of gearbox, we cannot measure the exact number of turns. In the first, second and third gears, the upper gears are working as driver gears and the lower gears are working as driven gears. But in the fourth gear, the lower gear is working as a driver gear and the upper gear is working as a driven gear. Now we will count the number of teeth in each gears. We will see the ratio of number of teeth of the mating gears. In the first gear, we have 12 teeth on the driver gear and 28 teeth on the driven gear. To calculate the speed ratio, we will multiply it by the ratio of number of teeth in the fourth gear and number of teeth in the gear on the lathe shaft, which is 31 by 14. So this value 3.8 will be the speed ratio for the first gear. Similarly, we can calculate the gear ratio for the second, third and fourth gears as well. Now let us talk about the reverse gear. If we want to move our vehicle in the reverse direction, we will not run the engine in opposite direction. For this we have reverse gear. As you can see in the gearbox, only the first gear is a spur gear and the rest all gears are helical gears. Why is it so? Because our reverse gear will be mating with the first gear. So for smooth mating, the spur gear is used. Now I have attached the reverse gear, and as you can see, the output shaft is running in the reverse direction. This is our differential gear system. The main purpose of this system is to turn the vehicle easily. When the vehicle is moving in straight direction, both its wheel will be rotating at the same speed. But when the vehicle has to take a turn, the inner wheel has to rotate less and the outer wheel has to rotate more. If there was no differential gear system and both the wheels were mounted on a single solid shaft, the vehicle will never take a turn easily and it will require more space for the vehicle to take a turn. To solve these issues in the vehicles, we have this differential gear system. In this system, there is a bevel gear arrangement between these two gears. When the vehicle is moving straight, the bevel gear is completely disengaged to the rest of the system, and there is equal power transmission to both the wheels. But the moment vehicle takes a turn, the bevel gear gets engaged to the system and the inner wheel gets locked and outer wheels starts rotating freely. As a result, the inner wheel will rotate less and the outer wheel will rotate more. Therefore, it will make the turning of vehicles easier. This differential gear system is found in the rear axle of all the vehicles. In case of four-wheel drive vehicles, we have two differential systems in the front axle and the rear axle both.